What's up, y'all? I know I usually come in with a little more positive energy, but today I'm heated. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm heated. I'm sure that many of y'all know a streamer by the name of Cashapp. Cashapp recently made a comment, and that comment really, really, really got under my skin. The comment that he made was that Black people, Black Americans, have no culture. Kai Cenat, boy, are you stupid? For you, Kai, and for everybody else who thinks that, who has that foolish opinion, allow me, let him know Zoe, to school y'all stupid asses right now. I am African American. I am Haitian as well, but I am African American. And let me tell you, we have one of the most influential cultures in the entire world. Do you see this thing on my head? It's called a do-rag. I'm sure you've heard of it, and I'm sure you noticed it long before I even mentioned it. This right here is a staple of African American culture. We have been using this tool for for decades, and probably nearing a century almost, as a style, as a tool to to get a certain hairstyle known as waves, something that only Black people can do. I'm not saying you have to be African American to get waves, but I'm certainly saying that African Americans are the ones who popularized this tool right here, again called a do-rag. Not only is it a tool to style your hair in a certain way, it's also a tool to just conceal your hair whenever you feel like it. And even aside from that, it's a staple of African American culture and fashion. And fashion, let's see. Do you see this on my neck? This is called a gold chain. It may not be the biggest one you've ever seen, but this is a gold chain. And you see who I got right here on it? Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, right here on my gold chain. Who popularized wearing gold chains? Who popularized the Jesus piece? African Americans, aka Black American people. You see what I got in my ears right now? These are earrings. Maybe African Americans are not the first ones who started wearing earrings, but let me tell you, in African American culture, earrings are a staple. And I think I need to really elaborate in this because everybody knows that, it's typically a common thing for women to wear earrings, but in African American culture, in my culture, it is a very common occurrence to see men and boys with their ears pierced. Not out of any type of homosexual energy or nothing like that, literally just for the style, right? You can have hoops like I have now, or you can have studs in your earlobes, or you can even have your cartilage pierced. And that is something that has been a staple in the African American community for decades. And the list goes on. So let me tell you, let's see. We got the gold chain. We got the Jesus piece. We got the do-rag. We got everybody wearing earrings. We have something called AAVE. What that stands for is African American Vernacular English. What that is a variation of the English language unique to African American people. The United States of America is a very large and very vast country, and you can find African Americans in virtually any area of this expansive country. That means that everywhere you go, where you see us, where you see my people, you'll hear us speaking with a very, very particular accent. And it varies from region to region. And I'll give you a couple examples right now. There are various variations of AAVE in the South. The Southern accent, especially in the Black community, the African American community, is very distinct, and you would know it anywhere. It's so distinct and so popular, actually, that Americans, regardless of race, actually try to copy us. They try to copy the accent. They try to jack the swag because that's how much they cannot help but to ride our wave. All right? So we got the Southern accent. We got the New York accent. That's where I'm from. I'm from New York, all right? So don't try to come for my people because we have a lot of variety all across this country, all across all these states, all across all these different accents. We got lingo. Who started lit? Who started wavy? Who started, man, the list goes on. Honestly, I can't think of everything right now, but listen, all of the newest lingo that you hear in the African American community, like, and not even just in the African American community, literally anywhere, like anywhere in this country you go, you'll hear like various forms of like just popular like phrases and things like that. It's so many I can't even think of all of them right now. But look, there is no question that my people, African American people, are leading the culture in this goddamn country, all right? In the United States of America, this culture would be so bland if it was not for us. It would be so white bread, so boring. American culture without Black Americans, without African Americans, is basically just diet British culture, all right? So what you're not gonna do is sit here and try to tell me and my people that we don't have no culture. What you're not gonna do is sit here and try to tell us that we're just Black, all right? Because number one, the whole idea of Black identity anyway, that was imposed on us by white people, all right? So what you're not gonna do is sit here and act like we're just a color, because we are so much more than that. And it's honestly very, very frustrating that you, Kai Cenat, a Black man, would sit up here and fix your mouth to talk down to my people as if your success was not due in great part to my people and my culture. If it weren't for my people, do you really think that Kai Cenat would even be anybody right now? I mean, sure, he streams or whatever, and he like plays video games and shit. That's cool, whatever. But you see him getting lineups, okay? My do-rag is on right now, so obviously you can't see my hair, but the way he fashions his hair, he gets lineups. Who started lineups and shape-ups and tapers? Black men, Black American men, African American men. We are the ones who popularized the edge up and the hairline and the taper and all of that. So how can you even sit up here and act like you don't take a piece of everything that we do in a piece of everything that you do, okay? We, just like I said, the tape up, the hairline, if it wasn't for us, he would probably be looking raggedy as hell, all right? A lot of people would. And it's because if you didn't draw from our influence, you would not know what to do with yourselves, okay? Of course, there are various different cultures in the United States and across the world, of course. But one thing that cannot be denied is African American culture, black culture is super, super, super influential all across America, all across the world. So let's see. What else have we made? Rap music, hip hop music, jazz music, blues music, and honestly, the list goes on. And if you really want to get into it, I'm pretty sure that there are even some more genres we've created that some other people in this country, some people who are a little closer to this color rather than this color, they like to take our influence too, and they like to watch what we do. They like to appropriate what we do, pretend like they're the ones who created it, and then go all around the world taking credit for what African American people started. Let's see, what else? Our hairstyles. I have braids right now. That's a very popular hairstyle in the African American community. There are braids, there are cornrows. Of course, you can just have your afro out, do whatever you want to do with that. That's just our natural hair. So, we made it popular to do that too, because at one point in this country, it was seen as very, very unprofessional just for black people to just have their hair out just as it naturally grows out of their scalp. So there's that. We also have locks, which I guess maybe African Americans are not the ones who created locks, because you'll find people of African descent all around the world rocking locks. But here in the United States, African Americans are most certainly the number one ethnic group in this country that popularized the lock hairstyle. All right. So, and another thing, you try to say that we have no culture and we don't know where we came from, and oh, you're just black, you don't even know who you are. Da, da, da. Okay, let me tell you something right now. Let me educate you, dumbass. African Americans are an inherently American ethnic group, okay? We have been in this country longer than everybody else, okay? The only other American people who can say that they have been in the United States a similar amount of time that African Americans have is white people and Native Americans, all right? The Native Americans were always here, but of course, you can't really say that they're American because, they were just here. It wasn't really America until the white people came over and they brought us and everything that we did, and that, I guess, in part, what they did, began to come together and mix together and become what we know today as American culture. Okay? So, African Americans have been in the United States before it was the United States. We were here since the colonial days, bro. We were here on this land, working this land, making this shit pop off so that America could actually become something in the future. Let me ask y'all a question. In all honesty, what do y'all really think that the United States of America would be without black people, without African American people? I'll answer that question for you right now. This country would be nothing without African American people. Don't you dare come up here and disrespect my people again. I will not stand for that shit, Kasana. And I didn't want to have to go in on you like this, because you're a Haitian brother and I'm a Haitian brother too. I'm very proud of my Haitian heritage, but I'm also very, 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 very proud of my African American heritage. And you are not going to shit on that, all right? So Kai, listen, you need to do better, all right? You need to stop talking like such an ignorant dumbass, and you need to learn something. You need to open up your mind, you need to open up your eyes, and you need to understand that if it was not for my people, you as an individual, America as a country would not be nowhere near where it is right now had it not been for my people. So you need to put some respect on African Americans' name, or you can keep our names out of your mouth entirely. Kai, Okay. You're such a fool. You're such a fool. African Americans are so influential. We have so many various different forms of our culture. Another one I'm going to get into right now is soul food, right? What is soul food? Let me explain to y'all who may not know. Soul food is basically what African Americans made up out of what we experienced and what we received and the things that were available to us throughout our centuries here in the United States. And even before that, like the decades that we were enslaved here in these lands, we were receiving scraps from slave masters because they wanted to give us just enough to keep us alive and keep us working. One particular food in African American culture is called chitlins. Chitlins is basically the intestines of a pig. Now, I understand that may sound rather unappetizing and just overall not good, but when you let my people get a hold of it, we can make anything good with our various recipes, various seasonings, various styles of cooking. We have chitlins, we have fried chicken. Nobody makes fried chicken like African Americans make fried chicken, all right? Popeyes, KFC, you can bet your ass that those recipes originated from African American people. What else do we have? We got collard greens. That's something that it's kind of like it's almost like vegetables, but the way it's cooked, it's not exactly healthy, but it's definitely tasty. All right, we got we got yams, we got sweet potatoes, we got cornbread, bro. Cornbread. Let me tell you a little story right now. Back when I was a kid, and I used to go to my grandma's house on my dad's side, my dad who was African American, and I used to go to his childhood house. Now stay with my grandma. She made the most banging, the most bussin' cornbread that you have ever had in your life. And that right there is another thing that African Americans created. The word bussin'. That came from us, not nobody else. That word came from African American culture, all right? So don't try to play us. Don't try to sit up here and act like you don't know that we don't have no culture, all right? Because you sound real ignorant right now, and I'm about to get you, and I'm gonna keep on getting you. And if you open your mouth again and say some more slick shit about us, I'm gonna go in on you again, all right? This man Kasana really had the nerve to sit up here and act like he doesn't have that, like we don't have no culture. And I'm gonna tell y'all why he probably felt comfortable saying that. African Americans are so influential that literally everything we do, somebody is gonna copy it. And that has been happening so frequently in this country that people cannot even tell the difference of who got what from where and what started from who and who brought this to where and who started that trend and who was doing this first. Look, bro, the reason you can't tell that we have culture is because our culture is so influential that everybody is copying us. Everybody is doing what we do. That's why we don't seem distinguishable from the crowd, because the crowd is too busy copying and taking and redoing everything that we do. That's why you can't tell the difference, because we all look the same because they're copying us, all right? This shit started from us. And what you're not gonna do is sit up here and act like we don't have no culture, all right? So Kai Sanat, if you see this, when you see this, I hope you feel like the fool that you are, and I hope you regret those stupid ass words that came out of your mouth. And if you say some more dumb shit like that, I'm gonna come for you again. Boy, look. See, now I just gotta sit here and breathe, because it's like, bro, what do you really gain from saying something like that? this is not the first time. Cashapp is not the first person to say that African Americans have no culture. That's something that we've been getting told for probably decades. And honestly, I gotta be real with y'all. That is probably the biggest gaslight on earth, okay? What I can tell y'all regarding African American culture is that once upon a time, back in the slave days of the United States and the colonies that would eventually become the United States, back when African Americans were enslaved and they were on those plantations, we were our families were ripped apart, children were taken away from their parents, couples were separated, marriages were not respected, women were taken advantage of. There is another word that I really want to say, but I'm not going to say it because that would be a little too dark. But let me give you guys an example. It rhymes with grape. Take off the G, and I think you'll get what I'm saying, okay? African women and African men and African boys and African girls were graped here in the United States. That's just one little piece of the darkness that we have encountered here in this land. And after all of that happened, unfortunately, the people who did that to us succeeded in erasing our knowledge of the places that we came from, the various regions in Western Africa that we were taken from. And so, after all that happened, what did we do? What did the enslaved African men, women, boys, and girls of the United States do? Did we just lie down and die and take it? No. Many of us died, of course, but you see me here, we're still alive and we're still kicking today, all right? And what we did back then, starting from all those centuries ago, like 2-3 centuries ago, what we did was we took all the circumstances that befell us, everything that we didn't really have no control over, and what did we do? We forged a new culture out of all of our experiences right here in this land, in the United States of America, where we African Americans originate and where we African Americans belong. This country is our home, and there is nobody who can tell me any different. You cannot tell me that I am not American, because had it not been for my people, this country would not be shit. All right? I said it. We are a very integral part of the culture, of the economy, of the history, of the progress, of the rights of Black people, and basically just everybody else who is not white in the United States of America, because we are the ones who bore the brunt of all of that anti-Black racism and hatred and prejudice. We are the ones who blazed the trail to freedom from slavery, to rights, to civil rights. And had it not been for us, anybody who is not white would be having an incredibly difficult time in this country had African Americans not fought all those battles first in this country all these years ago. Okay? So, African Americans, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we have many names, whichever you like. But African Americans most definitely have culture. And no matter who you are, no matter what your background, you would do very well to remember that, and you would do very well to respect that. Y'all, it's your boy. Let him know Zoe. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm out.